has panned out in trade, as well as where were the gains and losses seen, and what should be investor strategy as we move forward from here. Joining in is a very special guest with me on the show. I have Mr. Kranti Batini from WealthMills Securities. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time out. Appreciate you joining in as always. Before I come to you for all the specific advice on sectors and stocks for all our viewers, let me quickly update all our viewers about the closing action of what we've seen in the markets today. Of course, it's the second consecutive session in this week when we've seen the markets close in the red. The Sensex gave up 388 points to settle at 58,576, down 0.6% in trade. The Nifty also lost about 144 points to end 0.8% lower at 17,530. So again, 17,600 has been breached on the lower side on a closing level basis in today's trading session. Now, in terms of specific stocks, you did have names like Hindalco, Coal India, Grasim, Tata Motors, Tata Steel among the top losers of the Nifty 50. Also, when you talk about some of the banking majors like Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Power Grid, SBI Life, and Maruti Suzuki, these, in fact, in a down day, also bucked some trend in today's trading session. Now, apart from the banking space, all the other sectoral indices ended in the red, with IT, metals, and realty, as well as oil and gas, slipping by 1 to 3% in trade. So that is as far as the closing action was concerned for the markets. But how do you move forward from here, and what will markets take the territory as the direction going forward from here? Mr. Patini, how do you really see the markets in this current environment?
Actually, what we emphasize on the market is that present markets are in a complete consolidation phase. Okay, the consolidation what we are witnessing is on the large cap, and the last couple of days the action was there in the mid and small caps. Whereas today, if you see the action, okay, it is I can say the volumes are slightly on a lower side in the mid and small cap space. So India right now, this week we have a very short week because we are getting into a long weekend this week. So I can see some kind of less trading action in respect of the day trades goes on during this week. But what I can say is traders are not building long positions right now. Okay, they're lightening their position ahead of the long weekend we have. But definitely for the investors, they can stay uninvested, nothing to worry. These kind of short-term bumps will be there in the market as we go on into the earnings season going ahead. So right now the action is more on earnings season, and definitely the earnings season will give the complete direction for the markets going ahead.
Absolutely, sir. You speak about the earnings season, and let me kickstart with the IT space as well, because this is the space that everybody is looking at. TCS began with its earnings yesterday as well. Of course, most of the numbers were still positive, yet there was not much enthusiasm in the stock today and among the investors, despite that 22 rupees final dividend announced being also by the company too. How do you really look at TCS numbers, and of course, the commentary of the management on the outlook, as well as on the attrition, the high attrition levels as well?
The attrition problem is there across the industry. It's actually as the attrition indicates how exuberant the industry is.
Yeah.
And the bellwether companies, the TCS and the other the large cap companies, they are going to give the results in line with the expectations. And
right.
As for TCS is concerned, they have come across with a very decent results. And what I'm enthused with TCS results is the number of deals, that is the $1 billion deals they are winning. It gives a very positive response in the coming days. But I remain positive with respect to TCS is concerned. Of course, in short term, there will be some kind of the investor feel bored for some days. But TCS, if you see the history and the patterns of track record of TCS, it always on a positive note. But if the market gives any dip with respect to TCS, that gives a positive action for the investors to accumulate the stock for a long-term basis. And recent, because of their big buyback, that also resulted some kind of inaction in last couple of days' time.
Okay, understood that. Now, among all the other rung of the companies, Infosys reporting its numbers today, and all the other companies like HCL Tech and Wipro following up next, and then the mid-cap companies as well. How should one investors, looking for some buying opportunities in this entire sector, really look at this entire gamut of the IT stocks? Should one really be focused on the large caps at this point, or should there be a mix of IT stocks in their portfolio? How would you advise?
Sakshi, if you have to emphasize with the IT as a sector, as an investment, these stocks right now at this current juncture, they are not uh, the valuations looks a little bit structured across the industry. It's not only the mid, large cap, and as also the small cap IT stocks. What we witnessed is they are outperforming the mid and large cap stocks. Even in fact,
Okay.
coming to name a few like stocks like persistent systems, stocks like KPIT Technologies, they outperformed in past 1 year. They
Yes.
even multiplied in last 1 year. So the investors right now, they have to see where they have to chip in. Okay, what is
Yeah.
their investment horizon, and also their risk appetite is very important. If they have a high risk appetite and they have high tolerance levels, so they can get into definitely stocks like stocks in mid and small cap IT stocks, because the IT is remain to be positive, and this is the sector to be in everyone's portfolio. So if anyone watching our show, if they don't have exposure to IT, this is the time they can go and include some IT stock in their portfolio for the stability as well as the positive outlook for this sector.
Okay, so there is a positive outlook on the IT sector. Those who still don't have any exposure to this space can definitely look at the current market environment to invest in some of these good quality fundamental names to definitely give some stability to your portfolio, as Mr. Patini points out. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us and sharing your insights on the markets as well as on the IT sector, which is very much in the news flow in today's trading session. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine, Sakshi.